Waking up from my shared hallucination with the king of LA himself, Trucker Los Angeles, we decided the best course of action after collectively losing consciousness alongside everybody else at the bowling alley was to split up in this strange land. Trucker, still drunk from his drive to the bowling alley, ran off, fearless and without need for further discussion of the plan. Truly the hero I needed. Finding myself suddenly and inexplicably drawn towards a hole that was clearly specifically made for me. I went inside, only to be offered some free samples by a Walmart greeter. Not wanting to be rude, I respectfully thanked the senile senior and made off with the novelty-sized toothpicks that he was sampling that day. Deciding that my next best bet was dancing, I started acting a fool to the rhythm of the sky sound, only to be rudely interrupted by the animals nearby mistaking my dance as a Disney invitation to join in my adventure. Understanding that the only proper way to deal with these tone-deaf delinquents was a vigorous stabbing, I proceeded to pursue the needed procedures, only to discover I could shoot
frickin' laser beams
out of my sword. Basking in my newfound power, I did the only sensible thing. Single-handedly try to cause an extinction. Making my way through the sand like a Jedi on June 6, 1944, I put on my bravest boots and booked it down the beach like a hero. If only Trucker could see me now. Finally finding refuge, I went inside for a momentary reprieve from the monster mash I had been subjected to this entire time. Realizing my painful mistake of entering a store without money, I tried to rob the place. After failing to take what wasn't mine and being deemed quote-unquote unworthy of even calling 911 over, I left, a little emptier than when I arrived. That's when it dawned on me. I had simply been robbing the wrong people. It was all so clear to me now. Taking the lessons of my mistake to heart, I started shaking down the local wildlife. Not being satiated by the size of the jewelry the Keystone fauna were carrying, I stepped up my street robberies to breaking and entering anywhere I could smell the sweet, sweet scent of giant gemstones.
Where's the money, Lebowski? You want that money, Lebowski? Bunny says you're good for it. Where's the money, Lebowski? Where's the money, Lebowski? Where's the fucking money, shithead?
Unfortunately, I got a wee bit carried away and robbed the wrong guy. Get out of my house! Feeling great shame at my escapades, I attempted to delete him in an effort to clear my conscience. It didn't work. Turns out, the lone man trapped within the tiny cave was immortal. Who knew?
Phenomenal cosmic powers! Anyway.
Finding the grandmother of the girl from the ring, she told me that Trucker was in grave danger. Feeling a new sense of urgency, I attempted to use my untapped telepathic powers in an effort to commune with my BFF. Trucker. 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 Where are you, Trucker? Having no luck, I grew concerned.
Oh no!
While searching for the man, the myth, the legend himself, I came across a puddle mermaid and her overprotective Canadian boyfriend.
Hey guys, I'm sorry. Well, you're gonna be sorry when we put you in the hospital for free, eh?
And after bravely withstanding a flurry of fatal insults, I calmly explained how I did not like that.
Your mother.
Rattled by my close call with those crying, begging, and pleading hooligans, I realized that I needed a better stabby stick if I was ever going to find my friend. How convenient! Thanking the helpful hermit, I went off into the wild with a newfound sense of pointed purpose. Quickly realizing what I had been lacking this entire time was fire, I did what any reasonable shopper looking for a good deal would do. I entered a cave and bought a blue candle from a bearded man for 60 giant gemstones.
I don't blame you. Damn good deal.
After stealing the heart of another old man, I suddenly felt the resonance of Trucker deep within my soul crying out from across the waterway. Knowing exactly what I must do, I quickly made my way over to the mighty maw of this weeping willow. Finding myself before marble statues that would make the mighty goddess Aphrodite envious of their bedazzled beauty, I trekked on. And then I saw it. A key. Clearly, Trucker had been here. Knowing my bestie better than anyone else, it was obvious to me that Trucker had been kidnapped and in his distress had built a series of locked doors with various puzzles and traps in an effort to signal his need for help. Shaking off the feeling of shame for not having drawn such an obvious conclusion earlier, I headed deeper into the dungeon to help my buddy. Well, reminiscent of my days as a bodyguard on the Oprah Winfrey Show, this dungeon, in a way, reminded me of an episode we had shot at a local Louisiana water park in the great state of New York City. Themed with, and accented by, the Tears of the Damned, it was a popular and necessary small-town distraction that the locals needed to escape the constant mental torment from their ever-looming threat of rural lycanthropication.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
After body slamming a wall into the ground, I discovered a secret passage that led down to a mighty weapon at the fantastically low price of free if you can murder everybody watching you take it. My favorite prize. Moving further along, I came across a terror few had ever seen.
I love you.
Wasting no time, I cut down the foul creature where it stood, leaving no room for misinterpretation of my overwhelming disdain for the horror of its mere existence before God. As the creature fell, it revealed to me a strength which only the gods could envy. Realizing that this was my path to absolute power, and what's needed to save mi amigo Truquino, I basked in its glory and melted my way out of the mouth of the weeping willow to continue my search for my friend. On my way to further finding my friend, I couldn't help but smell a familiar smell. So, doing what only came naturally to me when stumbling upon somebody guarding their gross income in a cave, I took it and made off like a broker, bandit. Finally returning with some investor gains from my Ponzi scheme, I spent the earnings on a brand new shield. Surely this would change the way the world looked upon me, and favor from the divine was only one mere glance away from my wonder. Making friends the hard way, I finally found myself upon the nearest nearby known location of my buddy's badassery. Entering the sacred Mayan holy ground, I steeled myself for what might be inside. Only to be taken aback by the sheer beauty of the surrounding statues. Entering the next room, I bore witness to the most foul of gauntlet guardians that would drive even the bravest of men to become babies.
There's a big snake in the plane, Doc!
Putting on my biggest pair of big boy boots that I could borrow, I beat down the slithering sleep demons until my emulation of Ireland was complete. Finding his telltale sign after the battle, it was clear to me now that the King of LA had been here before. Breaking out the best Baywatch beach run I could muster, I searched high and low for my buddy old pal. Unfortunately, my fondness for floor kittens was over-anticipated by the gods, and in their hubris befell before me a blazing and smoking serpent of sorcery meant as a clear and absolute sign for their own resentment towards the laws and beauty of nature. Reminiscent of my times as a ballet dancer on the... Oh, that was it? Alright, well, cool. Good for me. Continuing my search for Mr. LA, I did the only thing a sensible search party could do. Only to be met with the 30-yard stare of a clearly deranged dude. Making my way over to the mess of a man, he attempted to flatter me about how his dodongo doesn't like smoke. Understanding but uninterested, I continued my search for Trucker. Entering into the last known location of the boldest man I had ever known, I was greeted by a threat the likes of which I had never seen. A crypto bro. Knowing exactly what I must do, I began petting the dirty dino with the soft part of my precious metal poker in an effort to assert financial dominance. Breaking out the bow stick, I gave him some well-placed love lesions like it was a Saturday night at the smokehouse. As he continued to brush off my beatdown, I thought back to the weird old man and his bountiful below-the-belt buttering up from before.
Get out of my house!
Then it dawned on me. Obviously what this situation called for was the same kind of compassion that you would show towards common cockroaches. Compact C4 explosives. After blowing Barney a new blowhole, I stole his heart and made my way up the ladder towards absolute power. Claiming what felt right to be mine and feeling only a fraction of the force of the power of friendship that pulsed within me, I took some LSD and set out to continue my search for somebody that I used to know.
Will Doomguy ever find his companion? Will they ever find their way back home? Will this bit pay off? Stay tuned, for these questions and many others could be drawn out for further future titillization.
Hey, just wanted to say thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed that, go ahead and like and subscribe, and I will see you around in the next one.